The largest financial group in Nigeria, FBN Holdings, visited the Nigerian Stock Exchange to explain its financials for the full year 2014. It was an opportunity for stockbrokers to engage the board of the FBN Holdings on its performance and its strategy ahead in 2015. In his opening remarks, the Executive Director of Business Development for Nigerian Stock Exchange, Mr Haruna Jalo Waziri, who represented the CEO, said the Nigerian Stock Exchange continues to identify with FBN Holdings, which is a pillar of the stock exchange and a profitable and renowned organization that's committed to excellence in service delivery.
So on behalf of the Council and Management of Nigerian Stock Exchange and the entire capital market, I welcome the board and management of FBN Holdings PLC to this fact behind the figures presentation. We are pleased that FBN Holdings continue to use the fact behind the figures program to further inform the market of its strategy and operational development.
In his presentation of the facts behind the figures, the group CEO of FBN Holdings, Mr Bello Maccido, presented the performance and how the bank has across board met and exceeded its targets. It also shared on the various factors that impeded its performance and gave an overview on its strategy and also an outlook for 2015 performance.
For us, given the current situation of the marketplace, this is the strategy that we have put in place to manage our capital adequacy situation. But I would like to say very clearly that we are in full compliance as we stand, and at 16.7%, we are well above the regulatory minimum of 15%. Now, the other factor that also impacts on our business is the issue of oil price decline. And that is the case, number one, considering that oil and gas sector is a very key sector of the Nigerian economy, and for the banking industry as a whole, a percentage of our loan portfolio is in oil and gas. So typically, lower oil prices mean there will be some kind of pressure on the customers in the oil and gas sector. But happily for us at FBN Holdings Group, long before the advent of the oil price crash, we had anticipated this possibility, and we had actually stress tested most of the credits in the oil and gas sector using the band of between $40 to $50 price per barrel. So on the basis of that, we had long actually prepared ourselves for this eventuality that oil prices would come down from the 100 plus levels that obtained to a lower level that we presently have. So based on analysis or research conducted by Bloomberg, I think the market consensus is that FBN Holdings stock has the capacity to grow in terms of share pricing by over 37%. Again, if you look at us on the basis of price to earnings ratio, again, you see that we are trading at only 5 times earnings, whereas competition is doing 6.9, others are trading at about 8 times price to earnings. Again, by whichever measure you look at it, we are definitely trading at significant discount. Of course, one of the key factors responsible for this is the fact that the pension fund administrators, one of the key domestic providers of liquidity, do not have access to our stock because of the interpretation by the National Pension Commission that even though we have among us First Bank that is 120 years old, we were still categorized as a new company that does not have 5-year trading record, that does not that has not been profitable over the last 3 years, that have not paid dividend in the last 1 year. But we are happy to say that the new Pension Reform Act, which was passed in 2014, has removed that impediment. As a result of removal of that impediment, the National Pension Commission has issued investment guidelines in April, just last month, that was exposed to the market. And the exposure draft has since been reviewed by the National Pension Commission, and the final investment guidelines are on their way to be released formally into the market. And we believe that by the time they are released into the market, definitely pension fund administrators and other domestic institutional investors will see the inherent value and undervaluation in our stock and will move accordingly into the stock based on the market expectation of the price potential of our stock.
The impeccable performance of the FBN Holding Group one can expect that in 2015 it will exceed what it did in 2014 and will put smiles on the investors, particularly shareholders, and in general continue to create valuable financial services in Nigeria.